In the past, the people who went for traditional medicines from the urban settlements in Cameroon were not many. When people had felt that their illnesses had something to do with traditional medicines, they traveled home or to their village of origin to see a traditional doctor. As time has passed by, especially at the genesis of the 90s, many of these traditional doctors left the rural areas for the cities where they seem to now have full control of their clients.
Tout le monde veut la facilité, on vient avec ça. Nous, on part au village chercher, on vient aider aussi les gens avec.
Many people come to buy from us because when we get these products from the village, we bring them to town to help them. This prevents them from always going to the village to get treatment. Some people buy from us raw, then later on prepare the medicines and start selling them in streets and offices as well as on buses. I have been here in Douala for 18 years and I have many customers. There are other traditional doctors who come to buy from me, and I also have people who come all the way from Equatorial Guinea to buy. When we go to the village, we too buy some products from other doctors in the village. There are also some rare items that we buy from Nigeria.
Il y a d'autres que nous on paie aussi que ça vient aussi du pays voisin là, comme le Nigeria. Ouais. Donc les gens paient ça beaucoup.
La médecine moderne vient après la médecine traditionnelle, puisque la médecine traditionnelle, c'est une médecine que nous avons ici depuis longtemps.
Modern medicine comes after traditional medicine because traditional medicine has always existed. Traditional medicine will always have its place in the world because most drugs in modern medicine are made from traditional plants. Traditional medicine is like the base of modern medicine. Those that are not satisfied with modern medicine could always divert to traditional medicine.
For example,
I have big glue on my finger, but I haven't gone to the hospital for treatment. Instead, I have used herbs shown to me by my grandparents. I have grind the herbs and apply on my finger. This will stop the weak glue from spreading and eventually.
Donc ça, la médecine traditionnelle, ça évolue.
The person who just left while you were entering had come to me months ago crying. He had diabetes and had been to many hospitals but could not be treated. I gave him medicine to take, and 2 months later, he came back to me and told me he was cured of the diabetes. Today, he has come to buy medicine, not for himself, but for some other person suffering from that same illness.
As they came to the city, they formed associations to guide their actions and keep tickling government to give them an umbrella that their activities could be legalized.
The president himself has authorized our operation. What we do is basically to help people because we are not even expensive. So many people now consume traditional medicine because it helps them in life.
Today, the legends of traditional medicines have been brought to the streets of the city. Some of them did not just come to the city with herbs, but with some rare items that are not easily found in the city. In such instances, they don't send their clients to go looking for the tongue of an elephant or the eye of the snake, because most of the time they have what is needed readily available.
Ça, c'est les poils d'un animal appelé en nature soulard. Et soulard, c'est un animal qui boit trop le vin dans le raffia. Et ces poils servent pour des blessures, selon la composition de la nature jusqu'aux brûlures, avec les poils du soulard. Avec les mêmes poils du soulard, ça sert aussi pour les enfants qui conduisent très bizarrement. On intervient aussi avec les poils du soulard. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Ici, on appelle la plante au chat sauvage, qu'on va appeler soit peut-être chat tigre, qui est une plante à la nature pour des cas très peut-être naturels et mystiques aussi. Ces plantes, ça c'est la tête du serpent. Et cette tête du serpent sert à faire certains rituels. Et les rituels sont tellement naturels, surtout pour les enfants qui ont certains genres de problèmes de mauvaises transactions de nuit. L'enfant qui pleure beaucoup, avec ça on peut l'aider selon la façon qu'on peut l'utiliser. Avec la tête de ce serpent. Voilà, ici. Ça, c'est les poils de l'oiseau annonceur. Quand on comprend ce cri de l'oiseau, souvent, c'est de fois qu'il peut pleuvoir. Et ça sert aussi pour ceux qui ont souvent l'hémorragie. L'hémorragie, que ce soit l'hémorragie externe. Qui même peut-être ça survient comme ça, le sang coule selon par les narines. Avec ces poils, on peut intervenir. Au lieu aussi, c'est aussi dans beaucoup de choses. Ces poils d'oiseau annonceurs. Ça, c'est la main de l'animal reptile qu'on appelle le varan. Et ça sert de fois aussi à beaucoup de choses pour les gens qui vont avoir des chocs au niveau de l'épaule. Pour les gens qui vont dormir mal se lever comme ça et que le bras là, ça ne va pas. Comment vous avez ça qu'on peut faire l'utilisation pour le traitement et ça doit aller très rapidement aussi. Ici, ce que vous voyez, cette eau que vous voyez là, ça c'est l'eau du chimpanzé. Avec cette eau du chimpanzé, ça sert pour le massage. Ça sert souvent pour des bébés aussi qui sont tellement nés, tellement fatigués, peut-être venant dans le monde. Avec ça, on emploie en faisant trop de choses pour ce genre d'enfant. Aussi pour celui qui va avoir peut-être une cassure, pour celui qui a une masseur, on emploie aussi les os comme ça pour ce massage. Ça sont les chenilles à compte âge. Et ce chenille à compte âge fait beaucoup de choses. Lui aussi fait des traitements et conclut aussi même pour les hémorroïdes. Lui aussi intervient aussi à beaucoup de choses dans la nature de l'homme. Ce chenille à compte âge. Voilà, ça ce sont nos anciennes pièces que nos parents utilisaient, qui servent surtout pour la tradition, surtout pour les rituels, chez l'homme bamléké surtout, ça sert trop pour la tradition, pour certains rites naturels. Voilà. Ça ce sont les graines bleues qui sortent dans l'eau. Ces graines bleues qui sortent dans l'eau, ça sert beaucoup dans beaucoup de choses pour ceux qui peuvent dormir mal. Qui dorment souvent, ils font des très mauvaises rêves. Avec ça, ceux qui dorment dans la maison, même les cheveux les fait peur. Avec les graines bleues là, quand vous avez ça, vous êtes très à l'aise. Selon l'utilisation. De toute façon, on n'explique pas tout. Un animal qu'on appelle le porc-képi. Et ce que d'animal porc-képi, ça sert surtout pour nos parents qui pouvaient faire certains rituels de la nature pour connaître peut-être ce qui peut être demain ou après-demain ou avant ou après. Pour le passé, le futur et le présent. Ça sert comme ça et on ne peut pas trop expliquer. Ça, c'est la queue de l'éléphant. Ça, c'est la queue de l'éléphant. C'est d'abord un animal d'abord protecteur, cette queue. Pour ceux qui en savent, d'autres en utilisent, jusqu'à certains responsables qui connaissent avec cette queue. Ça, c'est la queue de l'éléphant. Ça, c'est une pierre que nous appelons souvent caca de tonnerre. On appelle ça comme ça dans notre langue traditionnelle, on appelle ça caca de tonnerre. Et avec cette pierre, caca de tonnerre, on fait beaucoup de choses. Avec lui seul, on fait trop et trop de choses. ce pied appelé caca de tonnerre. Ça, c'est une pierre brillante. Et cette pierre brillante sert à ceux-là qu'on ne sait jamais. Dans beaucoup d'activités que rien ne peut marcher avec cette pierre. Même de grands places vont faire des bijoux, mais elle sert pour nous pour le traitement. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Ça, c'est Mampasman. Parce que quand on parle de Mampasman, c'est l'une des choses extraordinaires. Parce que Mampasman, on le dit, vrai, lui fait des choses qu'on ne peut pas croire. Mais croyons à la nature, parce que ça n'a jamais trompé l'homme. Ça, c'est Mampasman. Ça, c'est le fruit d'un arbre. Mais ce fruit d'un arbre fait ce qu'on ne peut pas expliquer. C'est l'homme qui peut utiliser, on l'expliquera après. Regardez très bien. Ça, c'est Mampasman. Et ça fait du miracle. Avec Mampasman. Même l'enfant qui a ce problème même de mal qu'on appelle le mal d'épilepsie, avec ça, on l'intervient. Même l'enfant qui parle comme ça dans le surménage. Jusqu'à des grandes personnes. Voilà Mampasman. On ne sait jamais.
The migration of traditional medicines to the cities did not only see the real practitioners and researchers come over, but also charlatans who have hidden behind the activity to dupe fellow citizens. Most of those involved in these activities say there is a way to differentiate the good from the bad, but no one is willing to point at the bad.
Beaucoup de gens aujourd'hui sont devenus docteurs parce qu'ils ont hésité quelqu'un ou bien ils ont appris.
Many people have become traditional doctors today because they have learned from others and have treated people successfully. But to be a good doctor, you must have a room or an office where you display your products and consult your patients. Good doctors own badges, and it is through these badges that you can identify them. I myself have one, and when I want to go out, I put it on, and it gives me assurance and confidence wherever I go.
As if this is not enough, it's not only one association that runs traditional medicines in Cameroon. So the badges are many and different, and some charlatans have forged their own badges. When the traditional medicine practitioners came to the city, they started at the peripheries, the suburbs, and moved slowly into town. They started by practicing in their homes, and it was the patients that looked for them. After that, they took their medicines to the streets and are found at all junctions and markets in the cities today. From the start, most of the modern medicine practitioners who had taken many years studying medicine had it difficult to associate with the fact that these men who had just mostly inherited the gift to cure a sick person and in very bizarre methods were doing the right thing. Today, some of the trained medical practitioners say traditional medicines could be used in certain instances.
Moi, j'ai travaillé avec mes parents, avec mon grand-père, pendant plus de 15 ans.
When I was young, I worked with my grandfather for about 15 years, and he showed me many medicinal trees and herbs. When he died, I continued, and I have been very successful. My medicine is very effective and don't have any secondary effect on patients. Without any modern equipment, I'm able to test and determine the health condition of my patients and prescribe the right treatment for them.
Today, traditional medicine has flooded our streets. There exist traditional medicine clinics at every corner in the cities of Cameroon. Some of the traditional doctors who don't have clinics expose their medicines in markets or main junctions of the cities. Another group is the mobile sellers. They move from place to place, selling to people willing to consume their medicine. Some of the traditional medicine sold in Douala today is at its semi-consumption stage. Those who buy are taught on how to mix the concoction before consumption. This is not usually the case with the mobile sellers. The mobile sellers, whom most of the time buy from those who come from the forest with the herbs and place them in their clinics or stands, mix the various items into complete traditional medicine doses, and now sell on the streets in measurements of glasses and cups. This traditional Dr. Fola Libenstein says he is a naturopath. It depends on traditional Dr. Libenji Abdul for some specific items that are not found around his environment.
I always come here to buy certain products in order to compose my own medicine. When I go to the forest and I'm not able to find all what I need, I'm obliged to come here to have the necessary products.
I am worried on how the mobile traditional medicine sellers follow up their patients, because they rarely will meet them again after consumption. At least those who have clinics have a consulting table and an office where the patient could come back. Those who have exposed their drugs on tables in the markets seem to follow up the illnesses of their patients in a special way.
I don't admit people in my house or anywhere. I just give them medicine, and when they take it, they come back to me with results. I will change the complement and prescription. I can only accept people in my house when they come for massages due to broken leg or arm.
There are many people that move to get traditional medicines daily from these traditional medicine men and women. Some of them, other medicine men and women to use with their own patients elsewhere. Some of them, patients who believe in traditional medicine. They come to buy because they are sure that this cures like any other medicine. There are some other traditional medicine consumers who take traditional medicines only for specific diseases. or illnesses?
It depends on the type of illness. There are illnesses that are effectively treated in hospitals, and there are others that are equally well treated using traditional medicine. There are no illnesses that we don't treat. If we have a problem in treating an illness, we gather and put our heads together, and in the end, we'll be able to identify the problem and find a solution. As a result, we treat the illness.
There has been a lot of research on the deadly HIV and AIDS virus in the past 30 years. There is yet no drug to clear the virus from the human system, but for retroviral from modern medicine laboratory, there has been controversies from some traditional doctors claiming to cure this deadly virus. Although the traditional doctors have hardly pointed out one of these patients that they have cured of HIV and AIDS.
If it is the HIV virus, I cannot treat it, but when myself and other doctors sit and put our heads together, we will find a solution. We have done it before.
There are procedures to be followed before being recognized as a traditional doctor in Cameroon, although a handful of them don't follow procedure.
To become a recognized traditional doctor, you have to follow some legal procedures. First of all, you have to be affiliated, and secondly, you have to get a permit from the government to become operational.
They still want plenty from government. While appreciating what government has already done for them, their greatest desire for now is that government should help organize their sector or activities. Traditional medicines today is found everywhere, from public buses to the footsteps of our houses. Many people have turned to consume it. Some say it works for them, some say it doesn't. Some of the traditional doctors accuse their colleagues of being charlatans. The truth is that in the past, before modern medicine got to our society, especially in the rural areas, people there depended on traditional medicine, and for centuries they believed it worked for them. But then, traditional medicines had a very loud spiritual aspect that is dying as it gets modernized.
Les plantes aussi ont des pouvoirs.
Some plants have mystical powers, so there are rites you have to perform before cutting them. Remember, we are in Africa.
The Ngambe aspect, as they mostly referred to the spiritual part of it, is giving way for research on herbs and plants. Most of them say they can cure all diseases. Some have begun specializing.
Nani pour moi, nani panya, nani landana te nala monyi, nani siba, nani wogwa, nani panya bamu nani landa, nani siba, nani panya te nala mori, nani siba, nani dangwa. Seni tema betaka.